Hello guys and happy Easter everyone. We are back with Championship predictions for Easter Monday's games. Apologies if it looks like I've just woken up. It's probably because I have. I'm recording this on Easter Saturday just before we go down to Cornwall for the weekend because I'm going to Plymouth versus Coventry on Easter Monday. Guys, there's lots of content going out over this weekend, so be sure to support us. Hit that like button, it takes 2 seconds. Let's go for 3,000 likes. Be sure as well to hit the subscribe button. It really does help the channel out. Let's really push towards 97,000 subscribers. Like, subscribe and get your predictions down in the comments. The scores between myself and Sophie last time are there. I managed to beat Sophie again, which is not a massive surprise. I've just been on top of things this season in the Championship predictions, so yeah, let's see what I say this time. Like I say guys, check out yesterday's match vlog between Coventry and West Brom. I did do a reaction video to yesterday's action, and like I say, there's some big games coming on Monday. I do need to add that Sophie is not recording with me on this one today because I'm just about to go down to Cornwall, so we haven't had time to meet up today. She is going to meet me down in Plymouth though on Monday, so yeah, but she has still given me her predictions. She sent me a text with what she thinks the scores will be, so don't worry, you'll still have mine and my sister Sophie's predictions. Let's get into the games then, and we start with a big one between Oxford United and Cardiff City. This is huge down at the bottom. Both sides lost on Good Friday. They did have difficult games, to be fair. Cardiff City 2-0 defeat away at Sheffield United. Oxford United 1-0 defeat at home to Leeds United. 3 games to go and there's a 6-point gap between these. The goal difference could definitely swing. If Cardiff can win this 1 or 2-0, the gap closes to 3 points, and the goal difference, there's not a lot between these two. Cardiff have to win though. The pressure's on them to win. I was thinking to myself a couple of weeks ago, yeah, maybe this is the game where Cardiff can start to make that switch happen, but I've got to be honest, I've got to use my head and base things on what I've seen this season. Oxford United have got more fight about them than Cardiff. They have had a better togetherness, and I think they might get something. I'm going to go 1-1, which is maybe still going to leave some things open to play for, but we really need that Cardiff win to make things interesting. I just don't know if they're going to do it. I think Oxford United are going to take another big step towards safety. So I am going to go 1-1. Sophie is going one further than me and saying Cardiff 1, Oxford 2, which would put Oxford pretty much safe, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be enough. Cardiff would be deep in trouble. Massive game. Let us know your thoughts on that one down in South Wales. The next game then is also quite big down at the bottom. Hull City take on Preston. Hull City lost to Swansea 1-0. It leaves them in a precarious position. They've got Preston now, and then they play Derby. This is a really big week. Preston, we think 49 points is enough to stay up, but if they lose this and then they lose the next one, there is still a case this could go to the final day and they're not safe yet. So Preston could do with something, but surely Hull City are going to be more urgent for the win because of the predicament they find themselves in. I don't really trust Hull City at home, but I will just give them a result because surely they have to get it. I'm going to go 2-1 to Hull. Not a lot in this one for me, and that's why Sophie's going to go for a draw. Sophie's saying 1-1. I'm saying 2-1 to Hull. Let me know your predictions down below. Let's move on to Ellen Road then. Leeds United are on the brink, aren't they? They're so close to Premier League football now. They are at home to Stoke City. Now, it can't be mathematically confirmed by the end of this game, but later in the night, or later in the day, Sheffield United are away at Burnley, and that's where we could see things wrapped up. Now, Leeds just need to do their job first. A win and Sheffield United not winning means Leeds are up. To be honest, even a draw and Sheffield United losing, a 6-point gap, the goal difference isn't going to swing. Leeds look like they're nearly there. On paper, I don't think it's an easy game though. No game is easy in the Championship, but I have really enjoyed Stoke City's resurgence recently. But I think Stoke are safe now. 50 points, yeah? I mean, it could be difficult for Leeds if Stoke come here and keep playing with the momentum, but I'm going to back Leeds. I'm going to go 2-1 to Leeds United, and Sophie is doing the same. I think Leeds are going to get over the line. I think it might be wrapped up on this Monday, but wait until the end to see my Burnley Sheffield United prediction. But yeah, Leeds on the brink now, on the brink. Leeds fans, share your thoughts. Are you feeling nervous or are you confident? Myself and Sophie are both backing you. The next game Luton Town versus Bristol City. Massive game at both ends of the table. Both got a huge win on Good Friday. Luton Town winning 1-0 away at Derby. Wow, it's really closed the gap, hasn't it? Honestly, I'm looking at the bottom half of the table and I can't make any sense out of it. If Luton win this, I think they're going to stay up. This is probably one of their hardest games left. They've got Coventry at home next and then West Brom away. So there are difficult games. For Bristol City, they're very good. Very good at home. Not bad away. I wonder if Bristol City will come here, take a draw and just keep nudging towards securing that playoff place. I'm going to go for a 1-1. Not the end of the world for both teams. Maybe Luton need the win a little bit more, but they both got a lot to play for. I'm going to go for a draw, and Sophie is also saying 1-1. So there you go, we're both sitting on the fence. A big game, and we'll go for a draw. Next then, we go to the Den as Millwall host Norwich City. A mid-table matchup, I suppose you could say. Millwall are not mathematically out of the playoff race yet. I've really enjoyed them recently, but I did say on my video in a reaction on Friday, they've probably just timed it too late. They've not given themselves any margin for error in this final run-in. If they win these final 3 games, yes, they might still make the playoffs, but that defeat to Blackburn has really done the damage. That said, I think they're going to win because they're playing Norwich City, who are not just on the beach, but falling asleep on the beach and not really paying attention to anything. It was a disastrous performance against Portsmouth, a 5-3 defeat at home, and yeah, really sort of highlights how poor Norwich are at the minute defensively. I suppose they're still scoring goals, but there's just a load of chaos there. I'm going to go 2-1 Millwall. Sophie is going to go 2-0 Millwall. So we're both backing the Lions. Let me know your thoughts on that one down below. Let's move on to this one then. I will be there, Sophie will be there, Burgie will be there. It's Plymouth versus Coventry. This is huge. This is really big. Look at the table. We've both got so much to play for. I know I'm a Coventry fan, but if the question is who needs to win more, you probably would say Plymouth. The time's running out for them. I don't think they can afford any more defeats. I think if Plymouth lose this, that's probably them done. And although if you look at the table, you might not think Plymouth can be mathematically relegated this week, they can, because if Plymouth lose and Derby win, that's a 6-point gap, and Derby's next game is against Hull City, which would see one of them move more than 7 points clear of Plymouth. So, yeah, a really precarious position here for Plymouth. I don't feel totally confident for this. I think Coventry, on paper, are the better team. That's what the table will show us, and we did beat them 4-0 back at the CBS on Boxing Day, but away from home, I don't prefer Coventry as much, and at home, I like Plymouth a lot more. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I think it's really important Coventry don't lose. As much as I'd love to win, a draw keeps us in the playoffs. I've said it, 4 points. 4 more points. 70 points will get us over the line. If we want to finish 5th, we probably need about 72 points. I'm going to go for a draw here, 2-2. Sophie is going 1-1. So we both fancy a draw. Let us know your thoughts and let us know if you are going to that game at Home Park. It's my first time to Plymouth Argyle, to be fair. The next one, Portsmouth versus Watford. I'm going to dive right in and go Portsmouth 3-1. I'm just going to base it on the recent results for Pompey. I mean, you base it on the home form, but look at that result last time and that performance at Norwich. That's going to fill them with confidence coming into this one. Watford, 4 defeats in the last 6. They're not going to make the playoffs now. They've just sort of fizzled out at the worst time possible. In fact, it's mathematically impossible for them to make the playoffs. Pompey, 49 points. We think that's going to be enough to stay up, but they're not going to stop there for me. They're going to keep pushing. 3-1 Pompey. Maybe Colby Bishop to get a hat-trick again. Sophie is also going for Portsmouth. Sophie is saying 3-0 to Pompey. She reckons they get the clean sheet as well. Like I say, that must have been a very memorable away day at Carrow Road. Let me know if you were there, Pompey fans. The next one is between Queen's Park Rangers and Swansea City. This is a very much a mid-table matchup. QPR are one of the few teams that are guaranteed to finish in the Championship next season. They can't go up or go down. Swansea, 9 points off the playoffs. I suppose it's not mathematically impossible they can't make it, but it is, isn't it? I've really enjoyed Swansea's recent form. I'm tempted to go for them, but they are away from home, and I was pretty impressed by QPR's performance at Preston and the fact they managed to get all 3 points over the line. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Not the most meaningful game on Easter Monday, I must say, but we reckon they'll be fun because Sophie is also going for a 2-2 draw. We're going for a share of the spoils and a cheeky Desmond. Let me know your thoughts if you are going to that one. Next up then, we go to Hillsborough as Sheffield Wednesday take on Middlesbrough, and I'm supporting Sheffield Wednesday in this one without trying to show my bias too much. Look, to be honest, as much as I'd like Sheffield Wednesday to get a result against Middlesbrough to help Coventry City out, I don't know if they're going to. I've looked at Middlesbrough's fixtures here and I've highlighted that I really like the fact they're playing Sheffield Wednesday and Norwich. This is a really nice winnable set of games against two teams with nothing to play for. Wednesday, obviously, they've started to fizzle out this season, and in particular, they're not good at home. Middlesbrough, they were not at their fluid best against Plymouth, and let's be honest, it was a bit of a questionable penalty. There is contact, but is it enough for him to go flying over? Not really, but there you go. Middlesbrough get that win, and it keeps their playoff hopes alive. Yeah, like I say, as much as it would help Coventry out for Sheffield Wednesday to get a result and stop Middlesbrough, I can't go with my heart. I am going to go with my head and say Sheffield Wednesday 1, Middlesbrough 2. I'm just back in the borough to get the result. Sophie is doing the same as me. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Middlesbrough 2. Let me know your thoughts, Middlesbrough fans. Looks like it's going to be a shootout between Coventry and Middlesbrough on the final day. Goodness me. The next game sees Sunderland take on Blackburn. Once again, it's not a particularly meaningful game. Sunderland are nailed on to finish 4th. I suppose Bristol City could still catch them in 4th place, but it's not really going to happen, is it? It's not realistic. Sunderland, spirited performance in a way at Bristol City. They got an early red card and then they actually took the lead, but they sort of lost their way in the second half. 2-1 defeat, and Bristol City did have a lot more to play for. Blackburn, on the other hand, what a thumping win against Millwall. 4-1 winners. I'm really impressed with that. And yeah, 2 wins in a row for Valerie and Ismail. 7 points off the playoffs, so it's not realistic. But if they win this, we'll just see if they're still in it when we get to game week 45. I'm going to go for a draw, though. I think Sunderland need to try and find a bit of momentum again. They can't go into the playoffs on the back of like 4 or 5 defeats. I'm going to go 1-1. And Sophie is also going to go 1-1. We're sort of copying each other here. Not a lot to separate these two, in my opinion, right now. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. We move on to the penultimate game, which is a big one. It's a Midlands derby, West Bromwich Albion versus Derby County. Both teams with something to play for, Derby County in particular. Let's just start with West Brom, though. I saw them against Coventry. I wasn't impressed, if I'm being honest. As I've said before, West Brom have a very good record against Coventry City. I associate them with being a very good team when they're in the Championship. But since Corberan's gone, they've just not been as good at the back, and they didn't really create many openings against Coventry. It is still possible if West Brom win these final 3 games, they could make the playoffs. They have got a better goal difference than some of the teams around them. But is it realistic? I don't know. They're playing a lot of teams that have got a lot to play for. Derby County are one of them, but Derby, what a terrible defeat that was to Luton. It could really bite them on the bum at the end of the season. John Eustace has to make sure that Derby get out of here with something. They have to get something. I'm really worried that for Derby's sake, they don't win any of the next 2, and Luton could get some points in the next 2 and leave them behind. Oh, and Derby's next game's Hull City. That's huge as well. I'm going to go 1-1, which is not the best result for either. Maybe slightly better for Derby, but I'm going to go 1-1. And Sophie is also going for a draw, but she's going to say 0-0. She thinks it might be a tight, cagey affair. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, guys. It's a really big one, that, in particular for Derby County. Yeah, not a lot to separate some of those teams down at the bottom. Give me your predictions down below. Let's move on to the final game then. and it's second versus third. It could be a Premier League game next season. Burnley take on Sheffield United. Both teams won on Good Friday. For Sheffield United, it's as good as they could do. They won their game. As I say, no one really did them any favours, which is frustrating. But you think the damage has been done in this automatic promotion race when Sheffield United lost 3 games in a row. However, if Sheffield United win this, and it's a big if, it does make things interesting. There will be a 2-point gap, and with 2 games to go, it's not impossible. It's not impossible. The only thing is, are Sheffield United going to do it? I don't know. I don't really fancy them. No team has won at Turf Moor this season, other than Burnley. Burnley are on like a 37-game unbeaten streak. I think it's about 28 or 29. And look at their defensive record. And Burnley were much better than Sheffield United when they played them away earlier this season as well. Right, like I say, if Leeds win and this game isn't a Sheffield United win, then Leeds are up. If Burnley win, then Burnley are up as well. However, I think Chris Wilder is going to try and get the best performance possible out of this set of players. Is it going to be enough for the win though? I'm not sure. Do you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say 0-0. I'm going to say 0-0. I know Sheffield United have to win, but if they could just keep a clean sheet, it will keep things going for another week at least. What this would mean is Leeds United are promoted this weekend, so fair play if that plays out, and Burnley won't be just yet, but they're on the verge. So that is my prediction. Sophie is going to go 1-1, by the way. Sophie also fancies a draw, which, like I say, is a better result for Burnley. Unless we get a Sheffield United win, not a lot's going to change. Not a lot's going to change. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. A big game. So there you have it. That's my predictions for Easter Monday. I'm going to be off YouTube now until Monday night, until I get back from Plymouth versus Coventry. I'll probably be back at about 10:30 or something, so look out for that. Thank you once again for all your support. Be sure to have a wonderful Easter. Eat loads of chocolate eggs. Be sure to support the video by dropping a like. Make sure you are subscribed as well. It takes 2 seconds. Go on, let's push to 97,000 subscribers. That'd be a lovely Easter present. And I will see all of you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone. Peace out.